everybody, this is Perch. Before we get to the mail, a bunch of people have asked me, hey, why aren't you on Wes's Thinking Critical show anymore? And the answer to that is simply he's a jerk who likes Arby's and hate him. That's why. No, I have not been doing any live streams for quite some time now. And I say I hope to get back to it, although that's not entirely true. But no, there's no heat. Haven't heard from Wes for a while, but his channel I think blew past 20,000 subs, and that's awesome. Good congratulations and success to you. He puts a lot more effort into his videos. Like he shows his face, he puts the whole thing in there, whereas I'm just driving around in a car. So clearly, you should support that channel. Anyway, a big congratulations certainly to Wes. But no, there's no heat or drama there other than his entirely terrible taste in fast food, which I think goes without saying that, you support Arby's, you support the devil. Anyway, so let's get to this viewer mail. It says, this one's a fun one. It says, dumbass decisions with the printing. Okay. Hey, Perch. It goes, I don't know if this is enough for a video, but it is. Anything can be. No, I'm just kidding. This is a good topic. But I've been working through Jeremy Adams' Flash and just read issue 776. In the book, it breaks the fourth wall. I hate it when they do that. And Dr. Fate commands the reader at one point to turn the book counterclockwise before turning the page. Okay, let me read that again. It breaks the fourth wall, and Dr. Fate commands the reader at one point to turn the book counterclockwise before turning the page. Okay. So I do, and turn the page to 2 ad pages, which are right side up. One would think this particular specific page would be where it's important not to have ads, but there they are all the same. It's the little things. I know that, I see people's videos and they're like, here's how Heather Ontos is destroying, America in comics, and here's why Teenie Howard is the devil, and just kind of you go down this. It's the same thing. But to me, when I play back the the Curb Your Enthusiasm music or the Benny Hill theme of stupid hijinks that go on in comics, it's stuff like this. It is absolutely stuff like this. There was an omnibus. It was a Marvel omnibus, and I want to say it was Fantastic Four related because I was collecting it. Anyway, this is supposed to be a prestige book, right? So you get to one of the splash pages, and the page was just printed, like half the page was printed off the page, meaning there's this giant white gap in one half of the page. And then the stuff is over there. And for a while, I'm like, I got a misprint. I just was the dumbass who paid $125 and got, a bad book that was printed wrong. And then like years later, somebody brought the same omnibus in, and it had the same mistake. And then I'm like, well, now I go down the rabbit hole and start looking, and there's tons. Seemingly all of them had this same error. It's like a big important splash image, and just only half is printed because it's just off. Fuck it, it's just that way. I don't know. It's this kind of stuff that drives me insane. It's that who was the? I'll be fair to the person who was the guy who did a crowdfunded comic, and then he just used a sticker to stick the comic together and then just stamped the address of the person the comic was going to on the back cover and just mailed it that way. Like, what are you doing? Nothing quite says never send me your money or support me ever again by then shipping a comic that way that you charge like $10 for, but well, whatever. These are the stupid things that we all live with. Anyway, let's finish off this mail. This viewer clearly as irritated as I am. It says, what the hell, says the mail. Is there no communication between the writer and those responsible for creating the print file? It's as if they should have this person, who kind of oversees the creation of this comic, whose whole job it is to make sure that like the quality of the pages and the writing and the entire thing comes together in a good way that creates something to be proud of. It's like there should be a role somewhere in the company that does this job. And maybe if that role gets to be too much work, you could have assistant versions of this role, maybe several of them that could go on. All right, sorry. Back to the mail. And although to lesser extent, Have there been many comics where sorry, I'm reading this like a jackass because I'm mostly so bothered by the whole issue. It says, and although to a lesser extent, there have been many comics where the momentum of a fight was kind of knocked down by an ad. Do the big two need to do ads this way? Can't they just put all their ads at the start of the comic, like the trailers and ads of the movie? That's the mail. Yeah, that would make sense. I recommended that once, and many people have. Like, just put all the ads at the front, like trailer, exactly that same reasoning. Like, you go to a movie, all the trailers at the front, put the ads at the front. And quite frankly, for a while, and maybe, I think it would work quite well if you are selling ads, and by and large, there's not ads that are sold, it's just house ads most of the time. But if you're selling ads, I think most advertisers will go, oh, all my ads are going to be at the front? Okay. And they'll pay more. Honestly, that's how the ad world thinks and works. You'll make more money, put it all at the front. The readers can just like flip 4 pages, start reading the comic. Life is good. What was that? There was some technology device like 15 years ago or more, and it was it TiVo? It was the one where it was like the first time there was a DVR, and they had a feature where you could just push a button and it would just fast forward to the end of the commercials. And I remember I still actually have a lot of friends in ad agencies, and they're like so pissed, like we're gonna sue, like they were so angry over that thing. And then now, of course, with streaming and everything else, it's dead. Although it feels like we're coming back to that now. Netflix announcing that they're going to start showing ads in the shows. You're going to see all these kind of bootleg devices that are going to come up that like smart detect where the ads are, so they can skip past. Anyway, life comes around. I don't know. It's dumb. It's dumb, and I think the best way to kind of think about this is, and every now and then this does actually happen. I like making these connections to wrestling. You're watching the WWE, and you're watching a really, some kind of epic match has been put together. Steve Austin has recovered from his neck injuries. He wants to wrestle one more time, and Bret Hart has got himself back into fighting shape, and they're going to have Austin Hart 2, and it's going to be a rematch. They've already had like 50 matches, but anyway, it's like from that famous double turn that they did. It was a WrestleMania or something, wasn't it? Anyway, they're going to do one of these, and the match is going, and they're building the excitement of the match. They're starting to pull throughout their finishers. You're not sure, like, oh, okay, it's going to come to an end soon. Both of them have kicked out? What's going to happen? And let's show a commercial for whatever the hell sponsor that the WWE had for this event. That would be what it's like. Comics regularly do this, where they're trying to build momentum in a story. In fairness, several stories don't build momentum to anywhere, but you do have these stories where you're building momentum, and then suddenly it's like, Skittles, taste the rainbow. You're like, okay, thanks. Wait, is this a new character in New Mutants? No, it could be. Anyway, that's it's dumb, and I love. Now I gotta go hunt down that comic. I know I have that at home. I'll go dig through the box, grab that comic out. I gotta like I will forget before I put this video up, but like this is the kind of stupid stuff that goes on. That just it's the classic unforced error, and it's just like you had one job. Actually, had a lot of jobs, but this is a pretty important one. Like because the writer put this out, and given and the writer could go either the writer wrote this and like screw it, we'll see whatever happens, or more likely. Because I know there's been events of this. The writer will send a note to the editor, like, "Hey, at this point, make sure there's no ad." Actually, who knows? The writer probably doesn't even think of this stuff. But anyway, the editor is the person who's supposed to be picking this thing up and going, "Oh, well, we won't put the ad there because that wouldn't make any sense." But then, oftentimes, when you inquire about this stuff, you'll get an answer like the editor will come back going, "Well, we don't have any control over where the ads are placed. The ads are always sold on like page 16, then page 20." That's where the ads go. So, you can't just move them around. But you'd also think this would be a good note to give back to the writer. To like, hey, you have this you had this moment here in the book here. And this thing where you're telling, Dr. Fate's in his crazy helmet. He's giving the crazy eyes. And he's like, hey, reader, you need to turn this thing around. Turn this comic around. I know that's crazy, but trust me on this one. Turn it around and flip the page. And then you get a special, crazy reading experience. But it turns out when you have this panel, it's right before a place where we have an ad. I know, but I've got no control over these things. So maybe you want to push that one page. Like maybe you want to do I know it breaks your narrative, but maybe you can put like an extra splash page where I don't know, just have the Flash running around fast somewhere, put some speed lines in there. The artist will love it. And you could put a little caption that says the Flash is running fast today. How about that, huh, chum? How about that? No, anyway, I don't know why my editor sounded like a young, unfunny, drunk Norm Macdonald there. Anyway, yeah, I agree. This is stupid. What do you got to do? I don't know. It's this stuff that always makes me feel nobody cares. Nobody at all cares. And clearly people do care. I mean, clearly the writer thought, hey, I'm doing something kind of creative and funny to turn the comic around. It'll be a little different thing. But, foiled by incompetence. Your favorite kind of foiling. Anyway, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And thanks for listening.